I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network. Governor Mike DeWine says he's hoping what he calls streamlined health.
Want to buy your own home, but think you can?
Voting becomes law today. Here's ONN's Clay Gordon.
Ohio's new Stand Your Ground law eliminates Ohioans' duty to retreat before using force. The Republican governor signed the bill despite his long expressed concerns that GOP lawmakers were ignoring his own legislation proposed following the 2019 mass shooting in Dayton.
Walgreens is reportedly moving the spacing of the two-dose Pfizer vaccine to the recommended 21 days after it had been separating the doses by 28 days. The New York Times reports the doses were scheduled 4 weeks apart because Walgreens found it had made scheduling appointments easier. I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
Hello?
Honey, where are you?
Well, I'm at Rural King getting some fencing because my studs are out wandering the pasture.
Oh, that reminds me, your drawers are looking a little hollow. Get you some new barn door underwear while you're there at the Rural King.
Barn door underwear?
Yeah, it'll keep your stud from wandering the pasture.
Fellers, throw away them worn-out drawers and check out barn door underwear from Rural King. There's a style for every need at the lowest prices guaranteed.
Holy is the church, not for your underwear.
Now's the time to finish what you started by completing your degree at Ohio Dominican University.
It's not easy to always get to the finish line, but the only way you're gonna get is you gotta keep moving. Just kept putting one foot in front of the other. There was no quit. I was not gonna give up.
Pursue your bachelor's degree in high-demand fields such as business, risk management, and more. Classes start soon. Get started at ohiodominican.edu/adult.
Calls and conversations continue in less than 3 minutes as the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues after this.
Hello, I'm Chuck Reddick, Commissioner of the Internal Revenue Service. We're working hard to get ready for tax filing season. You know who else is working hard? Identity thieves. Keep your computers and your mobile phones secure. Use antivirus software and strong passwords. Look out for email scams. Secure your home Wi-Fi with a password. Stay safe when you shop online. Look for HTTPS in the web address. See irs.gov for details.
Are you struggling to make payments due to an unexpected financial obligation or loss of income? Are you receiving calls from debt collectors? Are you feeling overwhelmed and unsure of what steps to take next? then you need the experience and expertise of attorney Tom McIntyre and his staff to help guide you through these temporary hardships. Want to hear more about how Tom can help? Then call 877-456-4155 and receive a free copy of Tom's ebook, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Tom's ebook covers many questions people have about bankruptcy and includes interesting stories about people who tried to avoid filing and people who have filed for bankruptcy. We think you'll be surprised to learn some interesting facts about bankruptcy. Call 877-456-4155.
Does your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. Mix of sun and clouds. Daytime high of 78 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight with a low near 57. Plenty of sunshine for your Wednesday. With highs in the low 80s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
All right, listen up, you guys. Wait. It's Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I am loving the sound of your voice.
Good morning, sunshine.
Crank up the radio.
You all ready for the big show?
Happy Tuesday, everybody. And action.
Okay, let's do it.
Hey, guys. You ready to let the dogs out? All right, let's do this.
Yes, we are ready to let the dogs out. Well, what are we waiting for?
It's showtime.
This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe and Brad Leonard behind the board in the producer's chair.
You know, I always drink decaf coffee, and usually just the Dunkin' Donuts version of decaf coffee, which actually I think Brother Biff got me. Did you get me some of this Dunkin' Donuts for Christmas or some event like that, right? You got me some Dunkin' Donuts, didn't you?
Yeah, it was for Christmas.
Yeah, I used to do that, but I tell you what, my wife recently got some hazelnut Dunkin' Donuts. And I gotta tell you, man, is it good? I mean, this hazelnut is working nicely for me. Now, it is caffeinated, and y'all know I don't like to drink caffeine in the morning, but boy, it's really, yeah, I really like it. It's really, really good. Listen, if you were watching the video feed a minute ago, about 3 minutes ago, our video feed just died on me. Lost the internet here at the house for a couple of minutes, so Biff, this is a little piece of business here. Hang on a second. Biff, I'm about to send you another, invite, and we'll have to reset that. I don't think you, can you see me, Biffy? I don't think you can see me on screen, can you?
I don't think unless I
I just want to make sure. I dropped it, so it for some reason we lost the internet feed, so give me one quick second here, people. This is a little housekeeping to do here on the air. I want to get this done first. And okay. As Biff often says, just talk among yourselves for a moment. All right, Biffy, I sent you a new invite, so you can, when you have time, no urgency, we'll try and get that going. I don't know, just literally right before airtime, my internet died here in the house, and so couldn't get you on. 50 degrees, nice warm morning already. 50 degrees, clear skies at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. 50 degrees and dark here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling. 50 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. You heard Darnell, we'll hear Zach later on tell us it's going to be maybe a little hazy in the morning, but otherwise a nice, bright, sunny day. Really warm today. 15 degrees above average. Going to be up to around 74, 75 degrees. Yikes. I like that. I'm not complaining, but boy, it's going to be a nice warm day today. So, and should be a sunny day for most of the area at least, so be prepared to enjoy that. Well, Biff, I would have lost money on FanDuel yesterday. You would have won.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, boy, I mean, and it was not like that Final Four game that we talked about. It wasn't a close. I mean, man, Baylor just trounced them.
Baylor right from the opening tip-off, got out on that 9-0 run early and never looked back. And I think Gonzaga, emotionally, they were out of it. Mm-hmm. They couldn't run their offense. They couldn't get anything going. They couldn't get into a flow. And I think what really hurt them the most is I don't think all year they've seen a team play the way that Baylor does. I think the only other Big 12 team that they actually played was West Virginia, and that was the third game of the year, if you remember, in that tournament that they had in South Dakota, the same place that West Lib had to go a couple years ago for the Elite Eight. So they played in that early tournament there. But other than West Virginia and Baylor last night, without looking at their schedule, those are the only two Big 12 teams that they've played, and they certainly have not seen that style of play that Baylor plays with and even that West Virginia plays with. So you combine all that and just the fact that Baylor was ready to go from the get-go, and that was all she wrote.
And did Gonzaga ever go ahead?
No, it was wire to wire for Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch I got in somewhere halfway through the first half, and Gonzaga was, Baylor was just way ahead, and then, man, I just never saw them catch up. And I mean, they were ahead by 17, 20 some points at one point. I mean, it was just.
Yeah, I think the lead as high as I watched it get was 19, and
wow.
Gonzaga would kind of bring it down they weren't quite in striking distance, but they were trying to get there. And it seemed like every time they get it down to 12 or whatever, that here would come Baylor again, and they'd go back on another run, and the lead would be back up again close to 20. So, yeah, I mean, they just played so well last night, Baylor did, and you could tell it took Gonzaga out of their game. I think they were stunned. I mean, I don't think Gonzaga expected the Baylor to come out like they did, and they just could never recover.
CBS announcers said at one point they just felt like Gonzaga had always been a step off the whole, just a little step off the whole game. It was by no means a buzzer beater. It did not come down to the last bucket or anything of that nature. But here was the final call last night from CBS in the NCAA tournament.
LJ Cryer's three won't go. Rebound kicked away, taken away by a steal. A steal for Mark Patterson. And Patterson will put the brakes on and dribble this one out. And the Baylor Bears do indeed bear down to knock off the unbeaten Gonzaga Bulldogs and claim the school's first men's basketball championship. Baylor 86, Gonzaga 70.
Yeah, it was. We could not call that a buzzer beater, Biffy.
No, we certainly could not.
Wow, 86-70. I just, you saw that as a possibility. Actually, you thought it'd be close at the very end as well, right? I mean, that was your prediction yesterday.
Yeah, but, I thought Baylor would win, but I thought it would be a close game.
I just felt that Gonzaga had the momentum, the big mo, all season long, and I thought they would carry it in. So if I had played FanDuel with their 40-1 odds that you could have had, no luck. Biffy, you would have made 40-1 if you had bet on FanDuel. I won't ask you if you did, but if you had, you were right. I was wrong. Man. It was something.
Yeah, if anybody did take my advice, I'll take a little bit of that money for everybody that did bet Baylor. So bring it on down.
There you go. Coach Scott Drew of the Baylor Bears on his victory last night.
I felt led. God has blessed us with unbelievable players, the people that have come for 18 years that put in work, our fans that have been with us for the lean years, the good years, and our administration, President Livingstone, Mac Rhodes, they all deserve this. The city of Waco deserves this. Hey, Texas, we got a national championship too. The state deserves it.
It's just the second ever in men's basketball for the state of Texas with Texas Western. But you look at
when they did a movie, Texas Western, and John Lee Hancock promised us when we won a national championship, we would get a movie. Yeah!
You gotta love the excitement, right, Biff?
Oh, absolutely.
You gotta love the excitement, and well deserved. You know, and I don't want to even get into it. I'm not going to get into it. Baylor's had some problems in the past, and I saw a lot of tweets last night. People go, "Well, you know, CBS announcers didn't mention all the trouble they've had in the past and all the problems." It's not the time or the place. It's a championship game. It's not a what's that ESPN documentary series, 30 on 30 or something like that?
Yeah, 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's not 30 for 30 and looking deep into the history of Baylor. Stop it. Just stop it. Let these people let the kids and the coaches and the town and the school, it's a big deal.
Well,
what happened, and it really irritated me to see how many folks were, wanted to dash that, throw cold water on the whole thing. Just really irritated me last night.
Wasn't that the football team, though, that had the scandal?
It was, but people were like, "Oh yeah, but nobody wants to say that Baylor has."
It's a basketball game.
Wait, pardon my language. We bitch about anything anymore.
It's a basketball game. It wasn't a football game.
And the basketball game should. And by the way, it was some time ago, so none of it had nothing to do with this.
It's a different sport. It would have been different if Baylor were playing Alabama in the national championship game that we watched a couple months ago. That would have been different if Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler would have brought up, if had Baylor done the unthinkable and beat Alabama in the national championship game in football, and they would have brought it up then. It's a totally different sport. It doesn't have anything to do with what Scott Drew and his basketball team did. The fact that they hadn't made last night they were talking about last time Baylor had made it.
Right.
This is the first time the school has won a basketball championship. So I mean it's they're not going to mention a football issue during the basketball game at all. I mean, they're just not, and there's no reason to.
No, that's the point. It's not a cover-up. A cover-up. It's not a cover-up. It's just... it's time and place. It's just... I'm done with it. But I just wanted to scream when I was reading some of the tweets about that. I couldn't sleep last night, so I was reading tweets in the middle of the night. I was reading some of those, and it was just so frustrating. 7:21 after the hour, Watchdog Morning Show. Now, who was our winner last night? I thought I had my sheet up here. Our friend Lisa, who I thought sure. Remember, you told me to be careful, Biff. Remember I said a couple of days ago, I said, I think Lisa can just start to measure her room for her big screen TV. And you said, hey, you better wait a minute there. I don't want to measure that thing yet.
There was Baylor lurking in the background.
You were absolutely right. I can't find my notes now. Joyce. Thank you. All right, Joyce was the winner of our big screen TV in the Watchdog Madness contest. Joyce, if you happen to be listening this early morning, give me a call, 304-232-8255, 304-232-8255, 304-232-TALK. And we'll chat with you for a second or two about winning the big screen TV in the Watchdog Madness contest, which was brought to you in part by West Liberty University. I mentioned FanDuel. Of course, they've been doing a lot of special odds and so on for the tournament for the last couple of weeks. But now, Biffy, the tournament is done, and FanDuel turns their attention to your game, my friend.
Yes, the Masters in golf.
One of the best things about golf was when you get a gimme, right? A gimme, it's a gimme, right? Well, if you want to start betting on golf, FanDuel now has a gimme for you. This to me is new users can get 20-1 odds on whether or not each of these three will make the cut at the Masters. Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy, or Jordan Spieth. 21 odds, just simply deciding whether or not, pick the one you want, and they're going to make the cut. What do you think, Biffy? Can all do it?
Jordan Spieth, I think, would be a favorite. He's got momentum.
Sure.
He's got momentum.
Seems to be sure, yep.
Coming off the Valero win on Sunday. Dustin Johnson, you never know with him. He seems to be in the mix. Rory, you never know with him. He shows signs of playing good, and then he tends to fade a little bit. So if I had to rank them, I would go Spieth 1, Johnson 2, McIlroy 3, and I'm pretty sure on Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Spieth coming off last week's win is just he's got the momentum. Big Mo, as I said earlier. So anyway, take your pick of the three, and you get 20-1 odds on three of the world's best golfers just making the cut. We're not talking about winning the Masters. We're talking about just making the cut this week. That means you can win $100 on a $5 bet. I mean, it's a gimme. It's a gimme. Come on, it's pretty much a gimme. Of course, I thought Gonzaga was a gimme too, so I guess we have to be careful. And when you do win, of course, FanDuel will pay you your winnings in as little as 24 hours. The world's best golfers tee off in Augusta, April the 8th. Is that Thursday, right? Thursday?
Yes, it is. That is Thursday.
Thursday through the 11th, and there will be even more ways to win with the Masters on America's #1 sportsbook. Now remember, all you have to do is download FanDuel Sportsbook, use my name, Monroe, in the promo code box, and you get 20-1 odds. You must be 21 or older, physically present in Pennsylvania or West Virginia. New users only. You must wager in the designated offer market. $10 first deposit required. $100 maximum bonus. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If gambling is fun, if gaming is a part of your entertainment dollar, by all means download and play FanDuel. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. FanDuel Sportsbook, more ways to win. And I'm glad we're talking about the Masters in golf, because we focus so much of our time, Biffy, when we talk about FanDuel on really football and basketball. Those are the big betting things. I think we've done a little MMA in the past and a couple other special deals, but golf is there as well. So if you want to place your bets. FanDuel allows you to do it. 7:26 Watchdog Morning Show. What's coming up today? Well, Governor Justice had this big tax summit yesterday in West Virginia. It was a doozy. Governor had his usual stuff, something about, now you talking about the caterpillar's legs, and I want to count the caterpillars. I don't even know what that meant. No, but Governor Justice and his usual thing. The tax summit, after several hours, came to an end. It was not with a bang, but a whimper. The governor goes, okay, we'll keep thinking about it, because there was no agreement. The three major parties, the Republican-led House, the Republican-led Senate, and Governor Justice, and little modifications. Everybody kind of was willing to give a little bit, but nobody wanted to give in on any big issues, and so they left with no big deal. Brad McElhenney coming by to talk about that with us a little bit later on. Our national correspondent, Tom Squitieri, is in. We'll talk about the Georgia voting law, the Matt Gaetz growing problems, Biden's infrastructure proposal. Is Wheeling looking for a big picture? Wheeling is looking for a big picture project or two to spend some federal dollars on. The Economic Development Committee will talk about that today. Plus, when do you feel middle-aged? We'll talk about all of this coming up here on the Watchdog Morning Show. 7:27, 50 degrees. Welcome to Tuesday. I sent you a new invite for the video feed if you want to do that at 1:30 or something, Biffy. I don't know. Well, I don't know what happened. My internet just died right before, literally like 30 seconds before airtime. Oh, I know, yeah. But it's not the time to talk about it last night. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to correct you there, but they did. Yeah, I knew they did, but it wasn't worth. Is that what I don't know at the time? I don't know what the timing on it was, but and I think the current coach was somewhat involved in it too, a little bit too. But it's not. Let this moment stand for itself. That's what That's my point. We got games tonight, right? We'll promo those when we come back too. Yep. Okay, let me correct that. Okay.
Cloth or disposable? Crib or bassinet? So when it comes to protection, go with the safest, most effective choice, vaccination. Get all the recommended vaccines for your baby by age 2 to protect your child against 14 serious childhood diseases. For more reasons to vaccinate, talk to your child's doctor. Go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 800-CDC-INFO. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them, just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Are you struggling to make payments due to an unexpected financial obligation or loss of income? Are you receiving calls from debt collectors? Are you feeling overwhelmed and unsure of what steps to take next? Then you need the experience and expertise of attorney Tom McIntyre and his staff to help guide you through these temporary hardships. Want to hear more about how Tom can help? Then call 877-456-4155 and receive a free copy of Tom's ebook, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Tom's ebook covers many questions people have about bankruptcy and includes interesting stories about people who tried to avoid filing and people who have filed for bankruptcy. We think you'll be surprised to learn some interesting facts about bankruptcy. Call 877-456-4155.
Brookside. The Watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. Brookside trusts the Watchdog.
Watch out! He could climb on his soapbox at any time. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
50 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport here at my home studios and at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling, in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Text line is yours to use as you choose anytime throughout the day. 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600, 1600. Feel free to use that anytime you want to. Send us a text, and most of the time we read them on the air. I sometimes miss them because I'm getting old, and I don't see them. And sometimes I just decide you just trolls sending me stuff, and I don't read them. But most of the time we share them on the air. So feel free to text me, 304-214-1600. The CityNet hotline is 304-232-8255, 304-232-TALK. We got a couple of games tonight, high school basketball tonight, right, Biff?
Yes, we do. We have a game on each station tonight. We have at 7:30 on AM 1600 WKKX and 98.1 FM, Wheeling Central at Brook. And then over on AM 1370 WVLY and 97.7 FM, Magnolia and John Marshall. And the start time for that game is 7. So if you have a original schedule for Magnolia at John Marshall that says 7:30, it is at 7 o'clock tonight because I believe they are going to have just the varsity only playing tonight. So Wheeling Central and Brooks 7:30, Magnolia John Marshall 7.
And of course, you can catch all of the action on air, as Biff mentioned, or online at watchdognetwork.com, where we have streaming audio feeds. Or if you have a smartphone or a tablet, use TuneIn Radio, the TuneIn Radio app. We'll also get you to either of our stations, just to whichever game you want to listen to, or maybe you want to listen to them both, go back and forth. You can do that. TuneIn Radio and online at watchdognetwork.com. And usually at least one of the games we'll probably put on our Facebook page. So all different kind of ways to watch. Speaking of watching, if you're trying to watch the video feed out of my home studio this morning, we might be able to reconnect here in a couple of minutes during the news break. We're all set and ready to roll this morning. Biff and I had seen each other and waved and all that kind of good stuff. And then right before airtime, the internet just went kafluchki here at my house. That's an official term, by the way. I think if you look that up in the dictionary or talk to an IT person, you'll find kafluchki is an actual word they use. So my internet kind of went kafluchki and knocked us off our video feed. I think we can get that back probably during the news break, but we'll have to see. But if you're if you're just listening now because you're going, well, I like to watch the video feed, Howard, we'll get it up as soon as we can. Sorry for the problems. Well, let's see what the weather's going to be like. Zach's coming up to tell us about that in a minute or two, but first we'll check some headlines for you from our friends at the Big 7.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's